Hi, welcome to the Performance Mindset Training. This is Paul Gordon again, or for the first time if we haven't met before. But I suspect you may have seen something else in advance of this, so welcome. The performance mindset is a way of thinking about things that almost every professional performer understands, and it has everything to do with moving forward in such a way that gives the audience, that gives the viewer and the listener what they need from who you are based on an understanding of delivering with a certain sense of what at least passes for confidence. Now, you don't need confidence at the beginning. That may be surprising to you. You don't. You need to actually understand these. And when you understand these and you start to implement them, your mindset will change and things will start to flow. Now, a lot of people I've spoken to have a misunderstanding or a lack of understanding of proper mindset, because performance mindset does not mean jazz hands, It doesn't mean just doing it anyway and fake it till you make it. It has nothing to do with that. These are the aspects of performance mindset that when shifted, when focused on, and when utilized, you will find yourself improving substantially. Some of these are quick, some of these take more time, but these are the basic components of effective presentation with performance mindset at play. Good. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to do is I want to examine and fix whatever sense of imposter syndrome you may have, okay? And I'm going to fix it very, very quickly. I'm going to fix it with this one expression by this famous American storyteller named Will Rogers. He was traveling around the United States in the late 1800s, and he had many fine expressions that were wonderful help, but here's the biggest one that we're using at this moment in performance mindset. Imposter fix goes like this. If you done it, it ain't bragging. I want that to sink in, so I'm going to repeat it. If you done it, it ain't bragging. Why is that so important? Because you are, in all of your glory, capable of explaining things that you truly understand. And don't let anybody convince you that just because there are some other people out there who have done it in some more extraordinary way or whatever they want to make you think. If you done it, it ain't bragging, and we are talking about things that you are speaking from your own personal experience. Therefore, you need not concern yourself with what anybody else thinks unless they are supporting you. And when you are talking about things that you've done, they are not bragging, you are not puffing yourself up, you are not aggrandizing anything. You have done it, and you can stand with that truth. Good. Let's move forward into the concept of failure. Failure has many components, but I'm going to start with this one primary aspect of failure. You may feel like failure is at your side and it is going to undermine you. And the fact is that that is something that dates back to when we were little. You see, when we were little, we had the sense of, well, people would come to you and say, I'm gonna get you. And you would say, oh, no, 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 no. And if they persisted, you would laugh and you would run away from them. I'm gonna get you. And you would run away. And eventually, if they continued it, you would start to cry. And the reason is that get to your little person mind meant death. And of course, we know that if someone is going to get us now, we are not going to die, but we have this sense that if we fail, we are going to, in small or large ways, die a little bit. And the truth is that we will not die. We will yet live, we will improve, we will figure things out, and we will continue to move forward. Because the fact is, we are either succeeding or we are learning, right? And there is nothing wrong with failure. In fact, this is the second component. That was failure part A. And failure part B is the fact that actually we don't want to run away from failure. We want to embrace failure as our friend, because failure is a far more valuable learning tool than any successes we ever had, and I'll prove it to you right now. When you succeed, you are not sitting there saying, what did I do right? Mostly you are saying, and you are celebrating, you are delighted. And it is when you have failed, whether it's a big or small failure, you are sitting there looking at, what did I do wrong? Was I not fully prepared? Was I too prepared? Was I too tense or nervous? Was I not nervous enough? What was the issue? Okay, and you are actually examining it, and failure is your friend. So you should embody and that is an understanding, and embrace failure as your friend, and then move forward anyway. Good. 3, your inner censor. This is tied to the sense of failure because your inner censor is going to try to beat you up the way whoever it is has attempted to beat you up in the past, is going to make you feel less than stellar, going to make you feel less than in whatever way. And your inner censor has its place sometimes, but when you are moving forward into your performance, your inner censor has no bearing there. You have done your research, you have done your due diligence, you understand what you're going to talk about, you've planned something out, you have embraced the fact of number one, if you've done it, it ain't bragging, and you're no longer an imposter, and you just move forward. So what I encourage you to do is take out an imaginary can of inner censor be gone and shake that baby up real good and spray it all over the place and open the door and banish the inner censor from the room. Okay, the inner censor who is talking on your shoulder, whispering into your ear, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're going to screw up, that inner censor can be banished from the room. With a little bit of inner censor be gone. And it hates that stuff, and you open the door and you shun the inner censor, the shunning, and you close the door, and then you just understand that the inner censor has no bearing on the material that you have prepared, planned, researched, lived your whole life to get to this point, and now you are doing it. Good. Number 4, adrenaline. You may get nervous. I understand that. That makes perfect sense. How do you fix nervousness? Well, I'll tell you. You have some water, you breathe, you relax, you drink your water. This has nothing in it, but that's just because I finished it a few moments ago. Let yourself take a break. Take a drink of water. You can breathe and relax. You can do that before you start, and anytime you start to wind yourself up, you have to recognize it as a sign to take a drink of water. And everybody will forgive you the opportunity to take a drink of water. Take as much time as you want. Do not concern yourself with anything else. I recognize that I'm winding myself up with a lot of adrenaline, and I need to slow myself down. And drinking a little, take a sip of water, take as much time as you need, actually lets you regain control of the pace. Do not worry. Do not concern yourself with anything other than giving yourself that moment to just calm down and drink your water. The next thing is energy. Your energy should be of value to the work. It should be a high level of enthusiasm, because when you look into that camera lens and you do whatever it is that you're doing, you need to bring more energy and more enthusiasm than the people on the other side. You don't want to rely on them. You want to give them the enthusiasm and the energy that your production deserves. And when you do that, you are enthusiastically relating things that you're excited about, and it is worthwhile getting excited about it. So your energy does not have to be high level the whole time. I want to talk about the other side of energy in just a moment, but it needs to be there, and you should allow yourself to be enthused about what you're doing. You should get jazzed about it, and you should be excited. It's a good thing what you are doing. You have done your research, you have done your due diligence, you have prepared, and you should bring enthusiastic energy. Now, here's the other side of it. Do not confuse bringing high energy with bringing high energy all the time. There is a roller coaster ride of human dynamics, and if you are lackluster and bland and boring and low energy the whole time, we call that monotone, and that is drab. But if you are high energy the whole time, that is also monotone. That can be exhausting to a person who is viewing you, so you want to actually let it have its dynamics, and that means bring the energy, take your sip of water, breathe, relax, and just do it. That brings us to the next tool, which is honesty. You do not have to try too hard. What you want to do with that energy is breathe, relax, and speak your God's honest truth. Your honesty means you should be thinking about how to deliver in a fair, honest, and ethical way, so that you are not trying to sell people, you are not trying to pull the wool over their eyes, you are not trying to convince people of things too much. You want to be the honest you. You want to be the person who is the authentic, credible, ethical, delightful you. Your honesty is a gateway to your own authority and leadership. And you will present in an honest way, and that will reflect and represent your best self in your presentations. The next thing, apologies. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Do not apologize in advance, and do not apologize afterwards. Don't. Don't give people some kind of excuse, and definitely don't give them an excuse ahead of something. If you are not as prepared as you want, do not apologize in advance, because they do not know what you are about to bring them. They only know that you are about to bring something. So let them see your best thing. And that comes back to the concept of the inner sensor, the adrenaline, the energy, and the honesty. Okay, you bring whatever it is that you bring with no apologies in advance, and then it may be that you find your way into it and you end up giving a good delivery, a good presentation. And afterwards, do not apologize, because you let them inform themselves based on what you have presented. The reasoning behind this is very simple. If you apologize before or after or during, you skew their judgment of you. And you deserve to not have their judgment of you skewed. So don't do it. Number 8, your tell. What is your tell? Your tell is what you do when you are nervous. And the way to recognize your tell is that when you get nervous, you repeat things. Some people repeat things, some people clear their throat, some people say some people, everybody has a tell. And when you are doing that, you have to start to get comfortable reviewing what you're doing so that you can recognize your tell. And then, as you recognize your tell, you start to be on the lookout for it. And the more often you be on the lookout for it, the sooner you'll be able to recognize it when you're doing it. And when you're doing that, and you start to recognize it, you will start to recognize it in advance. And then, whenever you see yourself doing that, what do? You stop, you breathe, you say nothing. And if you need to, take a drink of water. That's how you gradually get rid of your tell. Next thing, 9. Who are you talking to? You are talking to one person and one person alone. I am talking to you right now. You're always talking to one person. If you're in, the largest live show I ever did was to 25,000 people. The largest television presentation I did went out to 40 million people that night. You look into the camera and you address one person and one person only, because there is only ever one person who is taking in your information. If there are 25,000 one persons out there, every one of those people wants to think that you're talking directly to them, and you should. And on the other side of a television screen, you are looking into a camera and you are addressing one person and one person only, because on the other side at that TV screen, the person who is taking that in is one person. If it's in a home of 5 people and they're watching it, it's still 5 one persons. And that's why you are only ever always addressing one person when you speak into the camera. And number 10, you want to make it fun for you. Enjoy yourself. If you make it fun, let it be entertaining for you. Let yourself enjoy what you're doing. I hope this makes sense to you, that I am enjoying this. I am. Why? Because it's worth it. I enjoy this. This is good. And there's a lot to be said for making this stuff good. If you enjoy yourself, you will actually move everything forward the way it deserves to, because you should not take something so seriously that you can't look like you're actually on top of it enough to relax and appreciate it. When you do that, you disarm your audience. When they see you having fun, even if you're talking about difficult issues, you don't have to be maudlin. You don't. You can just plain be yourself, and as an authority, you don't have to make fun of dark things, but you can find the humor, the dark humor, or the off-color wit. Because doctors in an emergency room have a sense of humor. They have to. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Nurses, people who deal with trauma, the people who have been doing it the longest, some of them get cynical, it's true. But the people who are not cynical, they can find the humor in some of that stuff. And it ought not to have taboo written all over it. People who deal with death daily also can find a certain way to enjoy some of the macabre, some of that odd off-color humor that is not making fun of something at someone's expense, but is the truth of the bizarre condition that we have on this planet in this life. And there is nothing wrong with making it fun. You should find the joy in solving problems, explaining fixes and solutions, and assisting people with the knowledge that you know can benefit them. That's why it can be fun. That's why it should be fun. I hope that makes sense. Now, I want to get back to one thing, which is the apologies, because you may actually have a technical failure during some presentation. If you have a technical failure, you can apologize once. You can, but only once. Nobody needs you to keep apologizing. All they want to do is see you go about the business of attempting to fix something. So if there is some screw up, you can say, I'm sorry we have the screw up, and then just go about the business of fixing it. Everyone will forgive the fact that there are technical glitches, and they do not need to hear you drone on and on about sorry, 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 so sorry, I'm taking your time. No one wants to hear that. It actually removes some of your authority in the situation because it's unnecessary pandering to the problem, and it is also an insecure focus on the fact that you are not fixing something. All you need to do is apologize once and move forward into the attempts at solving whatever it is. Okay? So, with this performance mindset, I hope you understand that all of these different components, when integrated into your way of purporting yourself as you present, will gradually improve your presentations. Some of these are immediate fixes. If you apologize and you stop apologizing, it will immediately ramp up the professionalism of your presentation. Addressing the inner censor and finding a way to banish that inner censor so that you're not sitting there focused on that negative inner dialogue or monologue. I don't care what kind of mommy issues or daddy issues you had when you were young. You deserve to banish that inner censor, and if you do that, you will find yourself improving your focus on what you want to say immediately. So some of these are quick. The things like solving your tell, that takes longer, but it's important to start recognizing it. And when you actually recognize it and start to solve it, you will find yourself over time removing whatever it is, the stutter, the ums, the ahs, the strange little quirks of your own personal tell. You will start to find yourself removing those. But you want to recognize that it's there. So that one is a longer term growth fix. Speaking to one person directly in the camera, immediate fix. Understanding your adrenaline takes some time. Understanding the ways in which your energy can be brought in takes some time to find that balance. Imposter fix has immediate repercussions and over time improvements. All of these different things, making it fun, that's immediate. So this is both instant and a process, and these are real performance mindset. Now I'll say one last thing before I leave you here. There are lots of problems that you will encounter as you present. And I believe that some of your fear of failure, your fear in general, is based on a sense that These things are there to undermine your success. And in fact, the best leaders do not focus on making a perfect presentation. They understand, as all good performers do, they understand that there are always aspects of chaos, and chaos will always, like water through your hand, find its way in. So we embrace the fact that there may be some chaos, and we accept and acknowledge that, and like failure, we befriend that chaos, and we allow whatever problems show up to be there, and we do not ever try to go around obstacles. You don't go around them. You take whatever obstacle and you go through it. In other words, through, not around. If you go around a problem, the problem is still there. If you recognize whatever chaos presenting a problem and you go through, think of it, this is a mindset shift again. Think of going through the problem, not around. And when you go through it, you punch holes in it. You make that problem porous, and you make that problem less of a problem. Through, not around. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your time. Provide energy, honesty. The imposter fix allows you to move forward into what you're doing. You don't apologize. You provide them the enthusiastic, energetic, honest you. You don't give yourself the negative self-talk. You banish the inner censor. You embrace the chaos. You embrace failure as your friend because it's the greatest tool for learning. And you will have yourself a performer's mindset that allows you to move into whatever presentation like gangbusters. I hope this helped. Reach out to me. I'd be delighted to hear from you. All the best to you. Work on these. Hone this. Find your way. And when you're presenting, give them the authentic, honest, unique you, and let them love it.